Imagine you're at a dimly lit bar in downtown Los Angeles. There's this guy, Mark, and he's not trying to impress the woman he just met. No flashy pickup lines, no grand gestures. Instead, he's simply being real, talking about his genuine flaws, laughing openly, and listening intently. His confidence isn't about looking perfect. It's raw, honest, magnetic. What if attracting someone wasn't about tricks, but connection? That's the question Models throws at you from the first page. How can honesty, vulnerability, and emotional intelligence change how you relate to women? More importantly, how can that transform your whole life? Stay with me, this one's different. Most seduction advice feels like math, lines, sets, rules. But Mark flips the script. Seduction is emotional, not logical, and that changes everything. Here, that's why your heart runs the game, not your brain. In a buzzing LA bar, Mark chooses to be absolutely honest rather than impress with rehearsed lines. He tells a woman about his recent nervous breakdown and how it humbled him. She's surprised, no defensive walls, no posturing. The conversation deepens, dripping with authenticity instead of games. Right as the night wraps, something unspoken hangs between them. This raw honesty feels electric. Think seduction like a spark between two metal rods. The emotional charge is what ignites the fire, not a checklist of moves. When you connect emotionally, you create heat, unpredictability, a magnetic field. It's like electricity. Dry facts won't light a bulb, but a current jolts it on instantly. That's why seduction lives in feelings, not routines or rehearsed lines. The real transformation comes when you drop the mask and start living honestly. You don't just attract women, you inspire them. Vulnerability becomes strength, and your relationships turn from shallow to profound. It's no longer about game, it's about genuine connection. Mark shows us that shedding pretense doesn't make you less. It makes you irresistible in a way logic can never match. Everyone's scared to show cracks, yet, ironically, that's the key. Mark reveals why being vulnerable isn't a weakness but the secret weapon in emotional attraction. Once, Mark shared a deeply personal story about his struggle with rejection during a coffee meetup. Instead of brushing it off, he let his emotions show, tears almost spilling. The woman he was talking to leaned in, her guard softening. That moment cracked the usual surface talk ice and started something real. The tension, would he regret this openness or gain something far more valuable? Vulnerability is like a lighthouse in a foggy sea. It signals safety amid chaos. When you show your true self, you signal trustworthiness and emotional availability. It pulls people closer, just like ships drawn toward light in a storm. This magnetic honesty breaks down walls faster than any bravado or game ever could. The biggest payoff is realizing that vulnerability breeds authentic confidence. You stop pretending to be perfect and start owning your imperfections. This shift isn't just attractive to others, it's liberating for you. Mark explains that true confidence is radical self-acceptance, embracing every flawed, beautiful part of yourself. Forget pickup lines and scripted moves. Mark's lesson is simple yet radical. Attract by connecting, not manipulating. Here, that's what happens when you stop playing the game and start playing yourself. Early in his journey, Mark tried the classic pickup artist routines. One night he pretended to be fearless, cracked cheesy jokes, and played a part. But inside, he felt hollow and exhausted. After a blunt friend's remark, Mark ditched scripts altogether. Next time, he chose to be vulnerable instead. Result: more meaningful conversations and a lasting sense of freedom. The cliffhanger: could dropping game cause rejection or something better? Think about connection like tuning a radio versus just shouting into the void. Manipulation is shouting loud and fast. Connection is fine-tuning frequencies until you hear a crystal-clear signal. That signal is mutual understanding, emotional resonance. Unlike manipulation, which breaks trust, connection builds sustainable attraction with invisible wires holding two people close. The ultimate reward is liberation from pretending. When you attract by being authentically yourself, you filter out false connections and invite real partners who see the real you. That honesty breeds deeper love, the kind that doesn't need a mask or game to survive. Mark's story proves, genuine always wins over gimmicks. Confidence isn't a suit you put on, it's something you build honest brick by brick. Mark teaches how to grow it authentically, the kind that doesn't crack under pressure. Mark recalls being terrified of rejection early on, faking bravado just to get through nights out. But that flimsy confidence shattered every time someone saw through it. His breakthrough came the day he stopped seeking women's approval and started trusting his own voice over and over. One night, he walked into a party nervous but authentic. People noticed the difference instantly. The question lingered, can self-trust really replace applause? Think of confidence like building a muscle. External validation is a borrowed weight machine, but self-trust is body weight exercise. The more you rely on your own standards, the stronger you become, no fancy tools needed. This internal strength withstands life's rejection reps without crumbling, because it's yours, built on real foundation. Eventually, these small moments of trusting himself snowballed. Mark explains that authentic confidence isn't one giant leap, but daily tiny victories that accumulate. The surprise. When you stop chasing approval, you suddenly become the person others truly want around, and that's confidence few can fake. Here's the kicker. Love isn't a checklist or a conquest. Models frames it as an ongoing emotional dance where two flawed humans connect deeply. Let's unpack that radical idea. In a late chapter, Mark narrates a night walking through Venice Beach with a woman he'd casually met. The tide wasn't the star. It was the quiet emotional intimacy they shared, the unscripted talk about hopes and fears. He realized love isn't about ticking boxes or scoring. It's the ongoing emotional exchange that keeps two people bound. The open loop. Can this fragile emotional dance survive real-world chaos? Imagine love like a fire that needs constant feeding. Physical attraction is the initial spark, but without emotional fuel, honesty, vulnerability, shared experiences, the fire dies. Connection is the continuous supply of kindling and oxygen. This analogy highlights why superficial attraction fades and emotional connection endures through storms and sunshine alike. The payoff is simple yet profound. Emotional honesty creates relationships that don't just survive, they thrive. Mark's message is clear. When you stop chasing perfection and start embracing emotional truth, you build love that's real, raw, and unbreakable. That's the real game changer in love and life. Remember Mark back in that LA bar? He wasn't winning because of some master plan. He was winning because he was real. Models teaches us that the real game isn't impressing. It's connecting emotionally through honesty and vulnerability. So tonight, try this. Next time you meet someone, drop the act. Share something true, even if it feels scary. Watch how connection breathes new life into your confidence and relationships. Authenticity is your new game, and trust me, it's irresistible. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.